Alright, what's going on everybody? This is TactiX. Today we're gonna hop back into High Isle for a little bit. Our weekly fix. We had just gotten into town from what I recall here, so don't exactly remember this. I think it's been
Might
about
as
a
well
week since I
enjoy
picked this
ourselves
up,
while we're
but
here. Do you still prefer a Russafeld Red, my lady?
That would be delightful.
oh,
Thank
this
you,
girl again.
Bacaro. Introduce yourself to the nobility, my friend. And remember, even the smallest detail could be the clue we seek.
Yeah, so it seems like we're on a bit of an investigative mission here, trying to talk to some people, figure out what's going on. So let's go ahead and explore a little bit, see what's going on. Bit of a party going down here. High society life. One of our people here.
I don't believe we've met. John Monard, a pleasure. My family is in shipping. We import goods from the mainland and send wares from the archipelago to markets in Tamriel. You're the investigator working with Lady Arabelle, aren't you?
Word gets out, doesn't it? That's right. I'm helping Lady Arabelle. How did you know?
The Duchess explained everything to the court just before you arrived. If Lady Arabelle had consulted us, things would be different. We know what hazards await careless captains making the approach to High Isle. Her ships were simply unprepared.
Huh. So, apparently the hazardous seas didn't wreck those ships. The Ascendant Order did.
Don't tell me you buy into this Ascendant Order nonsense. A shadowy order of knights working to undermine the governments all across Tamriel? It's a ruse, my friend. A convenient fiction to protect the flawless name of House Dufort. Oh.
That's exactly what somebody who was in the Ascendant Order would say. You don't seem to think very highly of House Dufort.
Alea gained her station by currying favor in High Rock. Then she made a show of backing Lord Bacaro's steadfast society. But ruining the peace talks and getting heads of state killed? Blame must be placed. And she'd never fall on that sword herself.
I mean, it kind of hurt. Why are House Mornard and House Dufort at odds? So this is family.
My family ruled the archipelago for generations, but the Duforts were never happy in our shadow. They spent years poisoning the court against us. And when my uncle Avrik quietly supported King Rancer a few years back, it paid off for them.
What's that supposed to mean?
The High King stripped my uncle of the ducal title and gave it to the Duforts. It was an outrage, really. We took no part in Rancer's war. At least the Duforts didn't get everything they wanted. We kept most of our holdings, and it eats at them.
Are you in charge of House Menard?
Goodness, no. That honor falls to my cousin Leonard, and he can have it. I wouldn't want the responsibility. No, I'm content managing our affairs here on High Isle. I leave the larger concerns of the business and house to my cousin, the Count.
Okay. So, a lot of, like, inner family, or, I guess, between the families of, drama here. Baron Barris, remember. One of his brothers, looks like. Bear just hanging out in the party eating some berries here. Alright.
Such a waste. I have little patience for the vanity of our noble houses on the best of days. Right now. I'm sure we all have better things we could be doing. I suspect you agree. You're the one assisting Lord Bacaro and Lady Arabelle, aren't you?
Yep, that's right. I'm helping Lady Arabelle. You're well informed.
I try to keep up on matters of state, but I confess, Alea told us all about you. I am Count de Mard, the Duchess's brother and court mage of House Dufort. Tell me, has your investigation uncovered news regarding a sudden storm that appeared recently?
Yes, and quite. I think I've found what caused a delegate's ships to crash.
A hypothesis that matches my own. While my sister chases bandit knights across the countryside, I wonder about the druids who make the wild parts of High Isle their home. They have little love for civilized culture. They could be responsible.
What exactly do the druids have to do with the storm?
I don't think that storm was natural. The druids wield old magics and consort with spirits. It is well within their abilities to summon such a tempest. They mostly keep to themselves, but I suspect a ruse. Those are your culprits, mark my words.
It's funny, the first thing I think of here, I was like, well, so would a mage, wouldn't they? And of course his response is, you said you're the court mage? Yeah.
Magic is the legacy and heritage of the Breton people. Oh, I spent my time mastering the sword in knightly pursuits in my youth, but I believe that a true Breton must study both halves of our nature, and perhaps the ways of the druids, too.
What do you mean both halves?
We Bretons trace our ancestry to Needs and Elves who intermingled during the early history of High Rock. Therefore, spellcraft is in our blood, and we all at least have some talent with magic. I find the subject fascinating and decided to embrace it.
Do all Breton noble houses have a court mage? Oh, well, that was apparently very important. Okay, so, he's trying to blame magical users, ironic being that he is one. Like all that I have left is to find a layer
Lord
here.
Baccaro has arrived, Duchess. He brought that
Very red
Lady
hair.
Arabelle with him.
Important, apparently. The Duchess.
Welcome to Castle Navir. You're Lady Arabelle's assistant, yes? Then you know these festivities are only for appearances' sake. Our guests of honor have yet to be found. Rest assured, I intend to bring the radicals behind this plot to justice.
You're aware of the Ascendant Order?
I'm aware of most things that happen on my isle. It's true we didn't connect reports of mysterious knights to the Ascendant Order until recently, but now that we know they are one and the same, we'll quickly bring them to heel.
Is there anything you can tell me that might help us find the Alliance leaders?
I suggest that you and Lady Arabelle leave this matter in our hands. My knights have already pinpointed several sites where the Ascendant Order gathers. They are scouring High Isle for our missing guests even as we speak.
Well, we do have reason to believe a High Isle noble may be funding the Ascendant.
Which is why I prefer to handle this discreetly. I suspect House Mornard is behind this. They profit greatly from the war, and they still hold a grudge against my house for overshadowing their own. Frankly, I put nothing past them.
Tell me more about House Mornard.
One should be careful when talking about one's neighbors. Still, Count Mornard's dislike of my family is well known. Years ago, his father backed King Ronser of Shornhelm in his dispute with High King Emmerich. Emmerich did not forget it.
What did High King Emmerich do?
He punished Avreep Mornard by stripping him of his ducal title and granting it to my father instead. The Mornards remain counts, with holdings and estates throughout the Isles. But the Duforts are now the Dukes of the Sisters.
I think it's one of the other islands. Tell me more about House Duf.
My family builds ships. Our shipyards construct the finest vessels to ply the western seas. In reward for our service, High King Emmerich granted us the Duchy of Sisters. We rule with care and compassion for all, even the Mornards.
There really is a lot of distaste between the families, for sure.
Might I
That's
offer you a
cute.
refreshment, friend?
That sounds like... who's the... I don't see him here, but the thief. Not Jackal. Jakarn. Oh, nope, yep, it's him. I recognize your voice there, pal.
Didn't think I'd miss this little soiree, did you? Listen, I have it on good authority from a very accommodating chambermaid, in fact, that the Duchess has been looking into the Ascendant Order on her own. Well, I've got a plan.
What kind of plan,
Not Jakarn, waiter, Fred. I'm in disguise. I told you about the chambermaid, right? She's one of the Duchess's personal assistants. Well, she told me where the Duchess keeps her sensitive documents, among other unmentionable items.
Well, the Duchess already told me about her investigations plan.
Nobles and the upper staff never pay attention to the common help. I easily filched a key from that stuck-up steward Hercian. While I cause a distraction, you go take a look. Duchess Alea has a private study somewhere beyond the northeast door.
What sort of distraction?
I'll lure the guards away from the doors, but I'll need your help. Talk to one of the musicians and ask them to play the tune Stagger and Sway. It's an old favorite of mine. I'll take care of the rest.
I'm sure this is not going to cause problems. Okay. Let's see. Need to find, there we go, there's the bard. Hello.
Something you need, friend?
Actually, I'd like to request a song. Swagger and Sway?
I don't really take requests. Duchess Alea provided a list of approved songs she wanted performed. That one definitely isn't one of them. Not that she would notice. I don't think anyone is really listening to the music.
I could always try bribing him. Bards are probably not paid the best, so about 22 gold.
It's good to see that someone appreciates the arts. Alright then, you'll have your song.
Thank you, good sir.
Lords and ladies of the court, I dedicate this song and dance to the most buxom, curvaceous, voluptuous of all royals, Duchess Alea.
Get down from there at once! Stop this nonsense!
I really want to stay and watch this train wreck, but yeah, okay. You have business to take care of. Unfortunate. Couple of things for the road. Coffee. Black coffee. Let's see. A lot of flowers and stuff here. Definitely a pretty well kept part of the castle, whatever this is. Anything interesting in here? A couple of shelves. Some wardrobes. Rifle through. Take a minute. What's your recipe? There's Joe. First ceases to amaze how many of the rich homes are the ones that all the lockpick touch. A weapon. Okay. That guy? It is. Not sure if I'm getting attacked because I'm not supposed to be up here. Still want to murder him if I don't have to. But he asked for it. Check first. Shell. Bottle. Melons. 2 melons. Oh, I'm sure there's a joke to be made there. Wait a minute, is this an enemy? Oh, it is. Alright. Well, somewhere up here. For note, I think I was looking for something. Very close. Companion. Nice. Okay, we get one of those here, eventually. Courtyard. Probably a study. I'm like the only one who's interested, huh? Trunk. Actually, those are not terrible. They're worth more than to wear them, but check this map out here. Okay, a couple of locations marked off. Alright. Couple of notes. About some reports and such of the activity. Oh, this is written by one of the DeForts. I'm guessing that thunder is not natural. Just scan for any quick books here. Like me books. Game. Hungry. Okay, so let's head back to the courtyard and see what's going on. Like everybody's getting murdered.
Tamriel's salvation begins today.
What?
Join us or be swept aside. Storm and fire will bring down the old regime. Lightning and lava will herald in a new age.
Well, this definitely doesn't seem. Something's smoking, but he seems to be dead. And of course, Jakarn's fine.
This was a warning. No one is beyond our reach. Stand aside and you will find a place in the new regime. Stand against us and you will be brought to your knees.
Okay, well. Heard everybody except my companions bounced. Okay.
Guess I wasn't the only one who decided to crash this party.
Clearly.
That was the Ascendant Magus himself. He told the high and mighty of the archipelago to stay out of his way. And I think they just might. But we won't. Will we?
They're out of the way because they're all dead, but paid to do what I'm paid to do.
Oh good, you're all right. It seems our adversary has decided to send a message to all those in attendance. Submit or die. A classic. Did you uncover anything useful before the Ascendant Magus made his entrance?
Well, the Duchess has been investigating the Ascendant Order. I have her notes.
I see. Clearly Duchess Alea's investigation hasn't gotten very far. Perhaps we can make better use of the leads she's been developing. But we have little time to waste. The Ascendant Magus demonstrated real power.
Murdering everybody?
Did you notice how the ground shook when he unleashed his storm? That's not a magic I've seen before. Somehow his storm magic is causing earthquakes. At least he hasn't recovered the Alliance leaders yet. We still have time.
How do you know that they don't have the Alliance?
Because the Ascendant Magus has made a show of wanting us to fear him. Why would he care if he had what he wanted and couldn't be stopped? No, the royals elude him, somehow. But his magic, I wonder...
What?
Among the other problems plaguing High Isle, lava vents have begun to open in random locations.
Fun.
Between the ground shaking and the storms, could the Magus have stirred the volcano? Let's return to my manor so we can study these items more closely.
Sure, why not?
Lord
Fighting me
Jakarn,
home.
it may not be safe to return to Steadfast Manor.
Nonsense. I refuse to hide from these cretins. I'll double my guard, but they won't drive me from my home.
Very well. I'll check in with you later. Jakarn, let's go. And put on a shirt, my dear.
I was just thinking the same thing. Looking like we're coming out of a Chippendales show. Alright, so we're gonna go head back to her town. Ooh, we're gonna apparently drop down, and let's head back to the manor. This means it's gonna be a bit of a wait. So, let's go ahead and mount up. back to her to teleport there. I think we were a ways, weren't we? Got all the other side of the map. Go ahead and hit the teleport. Waste shrine, there we go. This real quick. And Goofy. Town. Well, maybe it's in town there. Okay. Travel to West Bay. Head into the castle here. Definitely seems to be some definite weather change. Sometimes it's sunny. Sometimes it's really cloudy and moody. Kind of reminds me of West weather quite a bit. Seeking new members. Doesn't sound vicious, flowing. Okay. Manor. Where are you, Manor? Oh, there's some all over the place. Crafting later. Was over here, corner. Up here. Was on the balcony of some sort, from what I remember. Jump in the weeds. Very like epic scale town, like this is a castle or fortress, but the way everything is very like majestic, giant walls. Kind of see my little out. This looks.
Look, the Colossus!
What now? Oh, well, that can't be good.
These tremors grew more powerful.
Ship over there.
I heard that volcanic fissures are bursting open across the Isles.
First the storm, now this? It must be the work of the Ascendant Order.
You give them too much credit. An earthquake destroyed the Gonfalon Colossus.
Yes, an Ascendant Earthquake. Trust Zaji, he knows.
I have visited High Isle several times over the years. Never have I seen the ground so restless. It is alarming. Could Zaji be right? Could the Ascendant Order be causing these tremors and eruptions?
Well, the Ascendant Magus did just say the old regimes are going to be swept away in storm and fire.
Storm and fire. I am troubled. If the Ascendant Magus can use powerful storm magic against his enemies, does he also command the tremors and volcanic fissures? It is maddening to even contemplate.
Lady Arabelle does suspect a link between the storms and the volcanic activity.
Oh, Zaji is right to worry then. The loss of a monument might be the least of our concerns if the Ascendant Order can rouse the volcano. Lady Arabelle is inside, friend. Perhaps she'll know what to do.
Can we just talk for a second about this wicked-looking dinosaur running around in the streets? Like, I guess maybe we're used to it in this age, but man, I would be jumping out of my skin. Alright, Lady Arabelle, what have you learned?
Was it too much to hope that one of High Isle's nobles would openly admit their guilt? Ah, well. At least we can rule out Duchess Alea. Her notes make it clear she was caught off guard by the attack on the delegates' ships. And this map. Interesting.
Oh, so.
If this map really points to sites important to the Ascendant Order, then it's our best lead so far. Here, my dear, take this with my thanks. With your continued help, We'll find the royals and discover who's behind the Order before long. We must.
Well, yeah, I mean, otherwise we're all gonna probably sink when the earthquakes tear this island up, so.
The map you acquired provides a number of leads that might help us find High King Emmerich, Queen Irene, and Prince Ernst. As the line from the Investigator Veil books reads, there's always another mystery. Let's get to it, my dear.
Well, do you recognize any of these places on the map?
One is clearly the Dufort shipyards, where the house constructs new vessels. Another is near Stonelore Grove, home to a circle of friendly druids. The third appears to be a cave near Tor Drayak. A strange set of disparate locations indeed.
Yeah, indeed. Where should we start?
I'll leave that to you. Investigate all three and report back here. I'll send Jakarn to the docks, Captain Colleen to the cave, and Valencia to the grove. Rendezvous with them at each location and see what you can uncover about our rogue knights.
Alright, well, I guess I'll come back after I search them.
We don't know what the Ascendant Order is doing out there, but hopefully something at one of those locations will lead us to our missing royals. But do be careful. I'd hate to see such a capable agent get hurt while assisting me.
Sure. Well, did you see what happened outside a minute ago?
I did. I arrived just in time to see part of it collapse. As much as it saddens me to see the proud Baron Admiral fall, we have more pressing problems to deal with.
True that.
I'll mourn the Colossus of Gonfalon Bay after the Alliance leaders are safe.
Alright, fair enough. Let's discuss what we know so far.
A review of the evidence. Excellent idea. Lord Bacaro is sponsoring peace talks here on High Isle. But the ships carrying High King Emmerich, Queen Irene, and Prince Ernskar never arrived. We suspect the Ascendant Order is somehow responsible.
Alright, so the captain said a storm wrecked their ships. I know the Ascendant Magus uses storm magic now.
An excellent deduction. They also noticed that the Ascendant Magus and Lord spoke with the accents of Breton nobility. We believe a High Isle noble is funding this band of rogue knights. Then you recovered this map from Castle Nevere.
I remember. It lists the sites that Duchess Alea believes are somehow important to the Ascendant Order. She just...
Precisely. Since we also know that the Ascendant Order is still looking for the missing royals, we'll use them to point us in the right direction. Investigate the 3 sites on the map and learn everything you can, my dear. Leave no stone unturned.
Okie dokie. I'll get to it.